In the small video I did before, I actually transitioned the image here too, so I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a pan and crop, and that box is a little big. Let's see if we can shrink it down and work in it. There we go. So what we have here, and again, I work in a bigger screen, so I have this open and I can watch what it does at the same time. Since I know what I need to do, I'll just do it. This says first keyframe, so I click on that and it takes me back to the first keyframe, and then I create a keyframe. Now if I create it like it is, this image will be as you see it at the beginning, and then it'll move afterwards. So what I want to do is actually move it to begin with. So it's this smaller shrunken image. No, I don't want to do a shrunken image. Control Z will undo it. What I want to do is take my point over to the edge. So at the first frame it goes there. Make a keyframe. Then I want to go to the last keyframe, and I want to pull it all the way across, and then make another keyframe. So it's created a keyframe here and a keyframe at the beginning. And then we'll close that. And so what we should see as this transitions is that that picture will come up and just move across. So that's how easy it is to move images in and out, to change them around. There was one where I was talking to myself. I think, I could probably just pull this. Oh, this has audio with it, so we'll see what happens if I drag this up in there. Okay, it probably created another. Oh no, what it's doing is it's crossing the audio track, so I'm going to Control Z and take that out of there. The best way for me to do this one is actually to drag it up and just make new tracks. Take the audio track, delete it, and then I'm going to just take part of this right here. I'm going to click on that and hit the S, which splits it. And then I'm going to click over here and hit the S again. That splits it again. I'm going to click on the first one and delete it. Click on the second one and delete it. And now I've got this little clip here I can work with. I'm just going to drag it all the way back so I can see it in our working area. I'm going to get rid of the audio portion by right-clicking and saying delete track. And then, yeah, you can see where we were working here before. So now if I want that to show up, I'm going to bring it up. I'm actually going to do the same kind of thing as that image transitions over. It'll crossfade into the image of me talking again. And that'll be right behind myself, which will be kind of an interesting thing to see. Okay, so we hit play again. That starts to go, starts to transition out, and now you can see my ear behind there. Since I'm sitting in the same position on both these clips, it's obviously not the best thing, but it brought the blue screen in from that image. Actually, I believe later on in the clip there was a place where I moved side to side, and I could use that clip instead, but I'm not going to get into that part right now. Let's see if I see it in here. It'd be easy to work with, but no. Okay, so I believe that's probably the basics of what you need to know. So we'll wrap that up, and none of these other images or anything that are really important to put up there right now. Oh, there's Stu. Okay, we'll show you Stu. Same transition. We got Kevin Davis, Stu McLaren, and Rick Durr. There we are. Okay. So basically, anything you want to put in this background, you can put in. And it can be still images, it can be moving images. If you do anything with an extra audio track, just be aware that you need to have silence in your original track so that they don't talk over each other. Or you need to pull down one track and pull up the other one, so you can learn how to do that. We may do another video on some of those kind of techniques, but for blue screen, that gives you the basics, and hopefully that'll help you make your presentations a little more exciting. And when you're done, you can do a render as, and then I usually just pick MPEG-2, name it whatever you want to name it, do the audio. You can change these templates to save something else if you want. And then there is you can render loop region only or the whole thing, and then when it renders out, it creates an AVI. And then I usually change after I've done the AVI. I'm going to minimize these. I usually run a little program called Riva FLV Encoder. I'll show you that real quick. Basically, you just browse to your image and then or to your video, and then it creates one with the same name, puts it where you want. You hit encode, and away it goes. Now, it seems to always default to 640 by 480 and 25 frames per second. Most things that putting out on the web, I put out at 320 to 40, and 15 frames per second seems to be plenty. It helps keep the file sizes smaller and streams pretty easily. So you can go to just look for Riva FLV Encoder, and that's a free download. And then of course they also have an upgrade to a paid version, but I haven't needed it at this point. So it does have things for changing your sampling rate and your bit rate on the audio too, if you're really concerned about space. But this seems to knock them down pretty good into a good little FLV, and then you can put it up on your site, and away you go. Or those FLVs are the same ones that I submit to YouTube, and if you submit them to YouTube when you've done the compression, you actually get a better result, I found at least. If they do the compression, changing an AVI or something, a lot of times they look a little muddy and a little fuzzy. So I've just found making the FLV first and submitting that, I end up with a clearer picture from YouTube as well. So thanks for listening, and hopefully this has helped you a little bit. And if you have questions, go to productcreationlab.com and join in on the forum and see if we can help you out there.